Hello guys, and once again, welcome to Watch Reviews by Hurley. And thanks for joining me today as I review the ADZ 3010-04, which is the automatic 44mm 1000 meter rated diver called the Abyss. And that's spelled A-B-Y-S-S. This watch is manufactured by a company called Audaz. That's spelled A-U-D-A-Z, and it's a Latin word that means bold. And this is definitely a watch that makes a bold statement. As I give you a little close up there, it's a blue to black gradient dial, kind of a really nice dial. Very robust watch for sure. As you know, if it's my first time reviewing a watch, I will give you a bit of background on the company. So the Audaz brand has been in business since 2016. They're based out of Hong Kong. So only been in business for about 8 years now. All their watches are engineered for high water resistance ranging from 200 meter to 1,000 meter, whether you're out for a casual swim or deep sea diving. That's what they make. I've purchased several of their watches, such as the Abyss, which I'm showing here today, the Octamarine, and the Sea Ranger GMT. And I will be reviewing all of those at some point in the near future. These watch reviews do take some time to produce, especially when I blend dye film. As most of you who do follow me know that I blend dye film with my watch reviews. I do sea trial them. I'm going to combine web shots and pulling that all together with the sea trial content. That all does take some time. Now, not all watches I will be reviewing in the future will be sea trialed. So far, all of them have been sea trialed, and I add dye film to verify that. So my goal is to be a bit different than your normal watch review. Most of my watch reviews will be sport watches, dive watches, or entry-level luxury type watches as my channel grows. If there is a particular watch you guys want to have me review or sea trial, please do leave a comment and I will see what I can do. So Audaz currently has 17 different models to pick from. Each of these models have many different dial colors, bezel colors to pick from. I will show you some of that lineup as the review progresses. Now, if you've seen my reviews before, I always show dye film with the review as we sea trial them, throw them on the wrist, and test them at depths of 80 to 120 feet. Unfortunately, the Fiji trip from last June, we had dropped one of the SIM cards on the deck of the boat, and it was apparently sitting in salt water for a while when a fellow diver found it in a puddle of salt water. So when we did go try and review the film, we got an error code on the download from the SIM card. So very disappointing that it got contaminated, and we lost about an hour of really nice dive film, which unfortunately included this very Abyss diver I'm showing you now. So no dye film on the Abyss yet to show you, but the good news is that we are returning to Fiji end of August this month, and our mission is to get this Abyss diver on film. It is a very worthy diver for sure. I can tell you that when we did test this Audaz Abyss last June, the Abyss functioned very well at depth. No humidity on the lens whatsoever. Anti-reflective coating worked nicely. The dial was easy to read, no leaks or quality issues, and it worked beautifully. And I can confidently tell you that this is a very good dive watch, and I recommend it without hesitation. So when we return mid-September, I will expect an updated watch review with the added dive film. So expect to see that review within 2 weeks of our return. With that said, a bit about Audaz. I will tell you that I've been communicating and buying watches from Audaz for over 2 years now, and the customer support has always been responsive via email, and they ship fast with proper tracking. I've seen their new model releases and new designs steadily increasing over the last couple of years. As I've known them, they definitely have a strong team that's constantly innovating. And from these 3 models I've purchased, the quality has always been very good and of high standard. Looking at this dial, you can see it's very reminiscent of a pretty famous watch by Rolex called the Deep Sea Dweller, where you have the gradient blue to black dial that mimics a descending ocean from the surface down to the darker deep depths of the ocean, where less light can get to it until eventually it goes black. Now, coincidentally, the ocean goes completely dark at depths below 1,000 meters or 3,280 feet, an area known as the aphotic zone, because water molecules and particles absorb and scatter light as it passes through the water. The reason I say coincidentally is because if you look at the dial of the abyss, let me move this minute hand, you can see that that's what this dial states. It's 1,000 meter or 3,280 feet, which again is the depth that goes completely dark. So a bit of trivia for you guys out there who want to impress your girlfriends or wives. You can tell them that the ocean goes completely dark below 1,000 meters, and it's known as the aphotic zone. Now, if that gets you a second date or perhaps a marriage proposal, you can thank me in the comments section. But after that, you're on your own. Now, a lot of us don't have $18,000 to buy a Rolex Sea Dweller. So this homage to the Sea Dweller is pretty nice. Audaz is not trying to copy the Rolex, as the dial color is quite different. It's a lighter blue. Case thickness is 16 millimeters versus 18 on the Rolex. Both do have a 44 millimeter case, but much different lume. Lume is very good. Now, a lot of microbrands are into this blue to black gradient with just different flavors of the dial color palettes. The Abyss is priced around $570. They do offer these on promotion from time to time with as much as 30% discount. So if you do see this promotion, definitely jump on it, as the Abyss is worth every dime at $570, and if discounted, well worth the money. The reason I say that is that when you have one in your hands, you can see and feel very good quality, excellent finishing. This particular model, the ADZ 3010-04, has a really good presence. Definitely probably not a daily wear because of the size and weight on this, but a really nice diver for sure. Let's review the specs. Case is a brushed 1316L stainless steel material. Nice, I'd say almost a grade A finish there. Nice and smooth. There's your helium escape valve. So that finishing is very smooth. Crown guard angling nicely to cover about 40% of the crown itself, so good protection on the crown. The back of the watch has a stainless steel screw-down case back with a really nice designed vintage deep sea diver helmet that looks a lot like the vintage U.S. Navy Mark V deep diver's helmet from World War II era. These dive helmets were massive and super heavy due to the fact that they were made from brass and spun copper. Just to show you how very similar the relief looks of the vintage Mark V, I'm going to flash up an image of that Mark V. Maybe some of you guys who are good with history or vintage dive equipment can comment in the remarks if you in fact think it's a Mark V or something else. All I know is that you definitely could not be claustrophobic to wear one of those 55-pound helmets on your head, and you have better be very passionate or well paid to strap that bad boy on your head. Anyway, very cool relief design for sure, and it's quite thick when you run your fingers across it. On the back of the case back, you have the following: the Audaz emblem right there, followed by the word Sapphire Crystal. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. All stainless steel. And then the Audaz or ADZ 3010-04 model number. Water resistant 1,000 meters. Miyota 9015 automatic movement. If you convert that to miles, it's 0.62137 miles, which is pretty insane. Depth, I don't know who dives that deep, but apparently it's rated for that depth. Case length on the lug is 52 millimeters, so this is a big bad boy. Case height 16 millimeters, including the crystal and case back. So that 16 millimeters does include the case back and crystal lens. So it's a hefty diver watch for sure. Lug width 22 millimeters. Your purchase does include an extra black silicone strap. This is a third-party strap because of my large wrist at 8 1/4. This is your Audaz OEM bracelet. Has the Audaz logo on it. It's a nice strap. It's a little short for me, so that comes standard with your watch. Okay, guys, just to show you the bracelet that comes with your Audaz. This is a stainless steel 316L. Comes in at about 7 3/4 inch with all the links. So plenty of links for even your larger wrist. Classic 3-link oyster style bracelet. It does feel pretty nice with the way it articulates. And just to give you how it looks on the watch, quite nice. Push pins to change out your links for better fitment. 22 millimeters at the case, tapering down to 19 millimeters at the clasp. You've got 4 micro adjustments for even closer fit. You get a pop-out diver's extension of about 3/4 inch to add some length on your bracelet if you've got a thick wetsuit. You have a secure fold-over clasp, solid milled clasp with the proper stainless steel logo there. You got your Audaz logo at the clasp as well. And so that's a nice bracelet you get with it. The watch weight is 233 grams or 8.2 ounces with the unsized steel bracelet. So probably not considered to be a daily unless you have a larger wrist and you like robust watches. With the rubber strap, you're looking at just 135 grams or 4.8 ounces. So a big difference if you wear the rubber strap or stainless steel bracelet, no doubt. This bracelet, it does have a very solid clasp feel to it, and with the secure fold-over clasp, it works quite nicely. The engraved markers on the bezel are filled with Swiss Superluminova to ensure visibility of darkness. Just to give you an idea, let's flash a little light on there real quick, and it lights up quite nicely. I'm going to show you a lume test a little bit later. Lens is a flat 4.8 thick sapphire crystal, which that is pretty crazy. You know, I guess to get to down to 1,000 meters, you need a really thick crystal lens on there. That's 4.8 millimeters thick. It's pretty crazy. Anti-reflective coating on the inside, so it's designed definitely to withstand some serious depth pressures when you combine it with the Helium Escape valve technology. Bezel is unidirectional with a black polished ceramic insert. Lume minute markers at the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 positions. The 12 o'clock has a nice lume as well. And as you can hear, the sound on that bezel is quite nice. Nice gripping action on that, not too difficult to turn and not loose as well. Lines up perfectly. I like that robust 12 o'clock pip there when you want to set your dive time to 20, 30 minutes, depending how deep you go. Easy gripping coin edge is a definite standout on this Audaz. Easy to grab. I don't like it when they're a little too thin and slip off your fingers, so this definitely is a diver's watch. 120 click bezel does turn smoothly as I showed you and lines up spot on. No backplay. Crown is a screw down crown that has an appropriate size grip, so you can easily get your hands on it. So you've got your date change there. Pull it out and do your time change. Nice action on this Miyota 9015 movement. Screw down action is very good. Again, water resistance 1,000 meter. Still blows me away that this thing's 1,000 meters. 100 bar. You do have a helium escape valve at 9 o'clock position on the side of the case. Plenty of lengthy articles about the helium escape valves and how they work, so I'm not going to get into the mechanics of the helium escape valve. I do know a lot of people ask if they will ever really need a helium escape valve. The answer is more likely to be no. So why do companies install them? Simply put, they are fascinating pieces of technology that represents a unique and important time in wristwatch history and push the boundaries of what was considered possible. Some complications and features on modern watches are not ones we actually need or use in our everyday lives, but we appreciate them for aesthetics and historical significance. So when it comes to the helium escape valve, today's watch collectors enjoy them because they are symbolic of a time when people began to conquer the underwater world. The movement employed by the Abyss is a Miyota 9015 automatic movement with a high beat rate of 28,800 beats per hour with an accuracy of plus 30 seconds, minus 10 seconds a day. I did find the accuracy to be well within that range. They probably do regulate the movements before shipping. I was getting probably 5 seconds off in about 2 weeks, so very accurate. Automatic hand winding with a 42-hour power reserve if it sits idle. Engraved markers on the bezel are filled with Swiss Superluminova to ensure visibility in darkness and is quite bright on this Abyss diver. So let's go ahead and show you a 25-minute time lapse of the lume in the dark environment. So I think you'll agree that that lume performed quite well in the dark room. They do put some really good layers of Superluminova on the hour markers, bezel insert, and hour and minute hands. So that lume performs quite nicely. And I will tell you that it passed the humidity test, leak test, and lume test in terms of the important aspects that are needed in a proper dive watch. When we did test this in Fiji, but we're going to be bringing you film in a few more weeks, actually about mid-September when we get back from Fiji. We did sea trial this to a max of 120 feet, which is what most recreational divers go to. So let's briefly talk about what's stated on the dial of a diver and whether or not a watch has ISO 6425 certification. So what does ISO certified mean? It means that the watch you're wearing is going to live up to the task it was designed, tested, and certified for. Now, interestingly, some of the most well-known divers dive watches are not ISO 6425 certified. If you think of the Rolex Submariner, Omega Seamaster, Blancpain 50 Fathoms, and the entire Doxa line are not certified, but may in fact live up to the technical standards of an ISO 6425. So it's up to you to determine if a non-ISO certified watch is suitable for diving. If a watch is not certified, you can immediately tell what specifications you should expect or which standards it lives up to. When selecting a dive watch, a lot of things should go into that decision, such as water resistance, legibility, humidity test, having indicators like the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50-minute lume marker on the bezel, how well the lume works on the hour and minute hand as well. Now, it's important to note that these indicators, the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50-minute markers, that you utilize on a dive watch are backups to your dive computer, which is a critical instrument. The watch is not a life-saving device, but a nice backup. And I'm emphasizing backup here to watch your oxygen and serve as a backup on how long you've been underwater. So, for example, I know that I entered the water exactly, say, 3 p.m. Let's go ahead and set that for 3. Just to be simplistic, I move that triangular pip marker to 20-minute mark right there. So when that minute hand approaches that pip or gets past it, I better be watching my oxygen, because I will need to properly time how much time I need to get to the surface and the pace that I need, which is often dictated by the depth I go to. The deeper you go, the more oxygen you use. And just for disclaimer purposes, I'm not trying to teach you how to dive. This is for basic informational purposes only, as to how a bezel works in a diver, and for backup purposes only. As any diver knows, there are a lot of techniques you can use to conserve your tank's oxygen by breathing slowly and deeply, efficiency of how you swim, being neutrally buoyant, and staying calm are just some of the techniques. Now, the Abyss diver does have this logo on the chapter ring that says professional diving instrument. As you see there, professional diving instrument. So this is this a viable commercial diving timepiece? According to what's on the dial, it appears so. So with all specs in mind, you're getting a very nice, robust dive watch that's literally built like a tank. Nice polished ceramic bezel, nice coin edge to grip, good firm but smooth action, nice sounding clicks as you rotate it. Grade A case finish, sapphire crystal, AR coating, excellent size crown for gripping, very legible hour markers, nicely framed date window at the 3 o'clock position with the white background, black font. Nicely tapered oyster style stainless steel bracelet, again with grade A finish and articulation. Not too much movement back and forth there. Oh, solid end links, solid milled clasp. Again with a positive flip over clasp, properly stamped stainless steel. To top it off, you get a high beat Miyota 9015 automatic movement. That's accurate, minus 10 seconds to plus 30 seconds a day. And again, I was actually well within those parameters in the 2 weeks I tested it. So it appears they do, again, regulate that movement before shipping. Excellent customer service with a 2-year warranty. Overall, I found the Audaz Abyss to be of high quality, very accurate Miyota movement, excellent lume, grade A finish all around. As with all the Audaz watches I have in my collection, I found them to be of very good quality, with the inclusion of premium grade parts like the 316 stainless steel, sapphire crystal, application of the Superluminova on the hands and indices, solid end links on the 316L bracelet. The Audaz lineup really, I think, is on par with a lot of most entry-level luxury brand watches, but with an accessible price points of $450 to $650. If you capture the 30% discount they offer from time to time, these Welbit watches are pretty affordable. Please do visit their website, audazwatches.com, to see their watch lineup and check for promotions. Do check back with me about the third week of September or so, as I will have some fantastic dive film with the Abyss watch on the wrist at depth. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, be good out there and go take on the day. Take care.